It's A, B, C, or D, okay? When I'm doing my payment, $5,000 is $100. And when I'm doing my range, I'm gonna add another $100 to that. So it's $20 per thousand and $25 per thousand. That's what it boils down to, okay? So if they say $30,000 and I get my down payment, whatever, $5,000 per thousand is 600. These are normally gonna come in 600 to about 700, of course, depending on credit, terms, things like that. Is that the budget you had in mind? So this rough idea. Does it have to be perfect? No. If it's gonna be one way, I'd rather it be over, but that's just quick rule of thumb right there. That's how we get to that quick budget right there, okay? And for those of you that think you need your calculator right now, you're gonna learn, you'll get used to it where it just bangs off in your head quickly. But you don't wanna pull out the calculator and start calculating stuff because then they'll do the same thing, okay? Let's do a role play. Let's see here. We're gonna go with you, okay? So for this practice, we're gonna go nice and easy because we just wanna get through the motions, okay? I got all my information in my CRM. Now I'm going to grab my paperwork and I'm coming back and sitting down and we'll start from there, right? Did you have a chance to look over the ABCD credit there?
Yeah, I looked at it a little bit.
Okay, and which one do you think best describes your credit?
I'm not sure, Curtis. I'm like in between B and C.
You're like in between B and C?
Yeah.
Okay, and let me see here. So have you been at your home for more than 1 year?
Yeah.
Okay, and same employer more than 1 year?
No, that's the part that tripped me up.
Got you. And you've been there over 6 months?
Yes.
Okay, let's go with C just for this, and we'll see exactly where we're at, okay? With C credit, they would normally like to see about 30% down would be suggested. In this case, would be roughly about $9,000. Now, of course, you know the more you put down, the lower the payment's gonna be. What do you have in mind as far as down payment?
Not that at all, no.
What were you thinking?
The most I could do maybe like 1,000.
1,000? Okay. Let me see what we can do right here, okay? So normally with 1,000, it's gonna put me somewhere in the neighborhood between 6 to about 700 a month, of course, depending on credit, terms, things like that. Is that the payment range you had in mind?
No.
Has she already told me the payment outside? Yeah. You just gotta get comfortable being a little uncomfortable because this is a little bit awkward at first, but it will continue to flow. What do you have in mind?
Like I was saying outside, I can't do more than like 450.
You're trying to be around the 450?
Yeah.
Okay. Celeste, let me ask you this. So we can help get to the budget you had in mind. If it took a little bit closer to that 30% down, is that a possibility?
No.
No? What would be the absolute most so we can help get to the payment you're comfortable with?
I can maybe come up with another 500.
500?
Yeah.
So 15 total?
Yeah.
Okay. And every little bit helps, okay? Normally what would happen is that extra 500, that would normally drop just like $10. It'd put me like 590 to 690. I know in a perfect world, you're hoping to be around 450, but what would be the absolute most? 450 to what?
That's really the number I set up, maybe like $20 more.
So maybe 470?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so here's what I'm telling my boss. We could work with $1,500 down, but we gotta figure out a way to keep this at a max payment of about 470. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna tell him I will buy now at offer. Now, Celeste, keep in mind, this is just an offer. It doesn't mean it's gonna work, but I promise you nobody's gonna work harder for you than I will. Let me get your initial right here and I'll go present this offer.
All right.
Boom, 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 okay. Now, in my opinion, I think we might be as much as about $100 away in payment, but I'm gonna do my very best, so wish me luck, okay?
Okay.
And I'm out the door. How long did it take, guys?
5 minutes.
And this might seem like this is role playing, but when you get confident and you could do it like this, it goes down just like this, like every fucking time. Like 90% of the time, it's like, damn, just like you guys said, if you get confident doing it. If you don't think it's going to work, are you gonna put that vibe off to your customer? And then it's not gonna work. You're always gonna find what you're looking for. And if you think it's not going to work, it won't. I didn't even see you sneak in. Yeah.
So, with us, I mean, when they come with internet pricing and we have the sticker pricing, what would we do? I know that might be a whole nother training.
No, that's fine. There's no off-limit questions here.
I mean, that's why the gross, right, giving them the sticker.
Still write the red tag. Always. Still write the red tag.
Write the red tag. Now let me ask you this. Are they showing you like, hey, I saw it online for this?
Yeah, like they're showing you like that.
Okay, great. Then put it there, okay? 30,000 is the asking price. I need to show that, okay? Online price. And I would even ask to see it. You might never see it because our online prices change daily. We have a third-party company that does our pricing for us. Okay, perfect. Looks like that was on sale for $27,900. I would definitely take advantage of that. I had a customer a week ago come back a couple days later and the market actually went up and the price went up $1,000. These are things I don't have control of, but $27,900 is a good price on that. Now, you had C credit, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. With C credit, they like to see 30% down. In this case, it's $9,000. Of course, you know the more you put down, the lower your payment's going to be, and we just flow.
Okay.
We go. Okay. Now let me ask you this: can you put your desk together and tell them that every customer has a better price? Of course you can. And what's going to happen? Yeah. You're going to quit in like 2 months because you don't make no money. And you're going to say, my desk sucks and my closer sucks and everybody sucks, right? So you can put us together until you decide to quit. Been there, I understand that. Are there going to be some? Yes, that's what we have online pricing for, is to bring people in. How many grocers do I need to make a good check? Am I going to gross every single one? No. You're not, and that's okay, okay? This is what you guys got to think. Let's get a fucking real pen over here. 40%, guys. I was just having this conversation with the Tracy store. 40%. If I'm getting 4 out of 10 and I'm making money out of 4 out of 10 and I sell 12 to 15 cars, am I going to be happy with my check? You're going to get a check. You know, I mean, especially if you hit fast start, you hit some bonuses. I make grocers on 40% of my deals. You're going to get a check. It's unrealistic to say you're going to get a big pounder on every single deal. But in order for me to get 40% of my deals to be good, how many do I need to work as if I'm going to make a grocer? 100%. Okay? It takes 100% effort just to land there. If I try to pick and choose which ones I think I can make money on and which ones I can't, I'm going to end up shortchanging the shit out of myself and probably have one nice deal at the end of the month.
Not just that, your unit count's gonna be low.
Your unit count's going to be low.
You're gonna be cherry picking.
Do people want to do the back and forth? They really do. They really do. They really do. Psychologically, they have to feel that they're winning the transaction. If there's no back and forth and they don't think that there's any movement, that it isn't special for them, then they feel like they're leaving money on the table or they don't feel good about the process, right? How many times a customer go, I don't want to do this back and forth game with you, right? And then they go, I'll pay you $25,000. And you're like, I thought you just said we don't want to do this back and forth thing. If you don't want to do back and forth, the price is right there, motherfucker. It's $30,000. That's one and done. Now you offer me $5,000 less. What do you think is going to happen? And I've said that to customers. They go, I don't want to do this back and forth thing. And I already know what's coming next. I go, oh, great. For a minute, I thought you were going to offer me something stupid, and then I was going to have to go back and forth. And I hate doing that too. You're okay with the $30,000? No, I want to pay $25,000. And I go, oh my God, I thought you just said you don't want to do this back and forth thing. All right, we'll do it your way. Looks like I'm going to be, good thing I brought my tennis shoes. Looks like I'm going to be going back and forth. Right? They all want to play the game a little bit. That's okay. Okay? And that's why we work this right here. When I work this right here with Celeste, did she bring up the price of the car? What are you guys thinking about the price of the car? Do you notice? Again, I write and talk at the same time. Do you notice I put a circle around that commitment of $1,000? I moved it over here. I draw a line. I know you can't see me over there. I draw a line. Then I write the payment as I'm saying it. This is normally around $600 to $700, of course, depending on rate, terms, use hand motion, things like that. Is that the budget you had in mind? No, I want to be around $450. Okay, $450. I circle that because that's a commitment. My $1,000 is a commitment. My $450 is a commitment. Okay, if you guys noticed, I drew a line back up to here. Okay, to help get to your budget of $450 where you want to be at, it might take closer to that 30%. Is that a possibility to help get to the budget you had in mind? He gave me 500 more. Okay, boom, over here. It's like you just follow the pin, right? They just follow the pin. That's what happens. When you write and talk, they're going to focus on exactly what you want them to focus on. And the next thing you know, they forgot about everything else. And when I come here, okay, if we need some help over this 450 to what? What would be the absolute most? What are you doing over there?
That's the one. The one special. Juanito does that.
Yes. Yes. Okay? It's like a magician. Don't look over here, don't see what's going on here, right?
In the little spider web over there.
When it's all said and done, I keep them focused where I want them to focus. And most of the time, the whole top half of this page is not discussed. It's by design, okay? That's how it works. And it goes nice and smooth very quickly, okay? Who wants to give this a shot before I pick somebody? Or you guys want me to pick on your managers? Pick on the managers instead? How about the potential future managers? Let's see if they have the courage to talk in front of the crowd yet. Sam, come on. Sam's been killing it. Sam has one more tool that we do not have. What helps Sam? Sam has an English accent. Does that help?
Yeah, sometimes.
It always helps, bro. Trust me. People love that shit. How many people have told you they just want to hear you keep talking?
Everyone.
There you go. All right, I'm going to be your customer, all right? But I'm going to make this easy. I just want you to go through the motions. Here, clip this on your tie so we can hear you. Here's your ABCD credit.
Shouldn't we go from start to finish?
You're going to go from, you just printed my information. You're going to go get my information now. You're leaving the booth for the first time. Okay?
All right, Curtis, I'm just going to go and get something from the printer. While I'm doing that, take a look at the credit guidelines. Look
Okay.
at every single one and tell me where you're exactly at.
Okay. Perfect.
So, Curtis, did you take a look?
I did.
Where would you say you are?
I think I should be A credit.
An A credit? Oh, congratulations. That's awesome. So on an
Thank you.
on an A credit, we normally recommend around 3,000 down.
Grab a new pen.
How does that sound? Can you do that?
That should be fine.
Yeah, you can do that. Cool. So with the 3,000 down, for every 10,000, you're looking around a $200 payment. So with this car, if you put 3,000 down, you get tax title license on top of that at around 10%. So
Okay.
you're going to cover your tax title license. So at 30,000, every 10,000 is 200. You're looking at around 600 to 700 a month. Where did you want to be in payment?
Well, I don't want to pay $30,000, that's for sure.
Okay.
I seen one in Arkansas for $25,000.
I wouldn't want you to pay anything more than what you expected to pay. I can completely understand. Market adjustment might be slightly different in Arkansas than it is in California, as well as our vehicle may be somewhere different. But I completely understand. So where did you want to be on monthly payment though?
Probably around 400.
400? Okay. So on a $400 car, we're normally around $20,000 vehicle. We're on a $30,000 vehicle. If you are doing 400 a month, I'm going to need a little bit more down. Can you increase that monthly that down payment?
No, that's the most I want to put down. I mean, I don't have to buy a car today. Mine works just fine.
Okay, no problem. So we're on 3K down. Could you do more on your monthly payment to help me to get closer to this 600 to 700?
Maybe a little bit.
What's the best you could do?
450.
450? Okay. So if I can get you at 3K down with 450 a month today, would you buy the car?
At 25 grand.
Okay, no problem. So at 25K, at 450 a month, let me go and see my manager. Sign right here for me, and then we'll see what we can do.
All right, good job. Let's now stay up here. Don't run off yet. We're gonna dissect this a little bit, okay? And this is not to embarrass you or anything else. It's to help you get better, okay? But what you did is you allowed everyone to hear things that they may not have been hearing when they're doing it themselves, okay? So let's take it from the top. What does it say on there at the very last sentence?
Suggested?
Suggested what? A credit. Suggested what?
Suggested initial investment, usually 10% cash or trade equity.
Did you ever say 10% or did you say recommended 3,000?
That's 3,000.
You said recommended 3,000. And that will get somebody a good credit to go, I've bought my last 2 cars with no money down. Because that's not what I read. I read 10%. I was set up for 10%. You already set me up for it. Okay, perfect. And did you guys catch that he congratulated me on my A credit?
Yes.
That's important. Are people that have A credit and B credit, are they proud of their credit? Okay. Just by congratulating somebody, oh, that's fantastic, congratulations. We don't see a lot of people with A credit. Build it up a little bit. Sometimes they'll just start telling you stories right there. I worked hard on that, man. I used to be a 620, but I paid off everything and and I got it up to 750. It took me 2 years. Do they do this? Yeah. They're proud of that. So yes, you did a good job there. You can go even a little bit more, okay? Oh, fantastic, man. We don't see a lot of A credit. It's hard to get A credit. Good job. And if I can start talking about it, okay? But does this raise positive emotions? Yes. With A credit, they would normally recommend 10% down. I'm going to write 10%. In this case, it's about 3,000. Okay. Now, of course, you know, the more you put down, the lower your payment's going to be. Get used to this stuff. Okay. What that does is that sets up to where I almost feel obligated that I have to say 3,000. Right. Now, of course, you know, the more you put down, the lower your payment's going to be. Were you thinking the 10% or were you thinking something else? No, the 10%'s fine. Even though a minute ago I was thinking nothing, but now I feel like I have the money, so I'm like, fuck it, yeah, 10%'s fine. Right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, the next thing you did, I want you to stop doing, is you started over-explaining. All I need to know is the time. I don't need to know how the fucking clock was built or who invented it or any of those things. Just give me the time, okay? With 3,000 down, usually that would get me a payment somewhere between $600 to $700, of course, depending on credit, terms, things like that. Is that what you had in mind?
Yep.
Short and sweet. I don't need to know. So for every 10,000 down would normally be about 200, and then you went up here and you go, so the car we're looking at is 30,000 plus tax and license. As soon as you open that door, don't think I'm going to let you shut it. We're not shutting that door now. And they'll stop you right there. And they go, well, hang on. I don't want to pay 30,000. Now you got them focused on this. And then you even said plus tax and license. They go, well, what's the out the door? Do these things happen?
Sometimes.
You invited it. Okay? Just give me the number.
Okay.
Leave that part out. Don't explain to me how we got there. Just give me the number. Okay, perfect. With your good credit, 3,000 down, that would normally get me a payment somewhere between $600 and $700, of course, depending on rate, terms, things like that. Is that the budget you had in mind?
Yeah.
You're good with that?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. And then we move on. Okay, that would be nice. But just get there. Okay. And then last thing I'm going to critique you on. 2 things actually. Okay. When you tried to get the bump right here, you said to get to 400, that's normally a $20,000 car, which was fine with that. Okay. And you said, I'm going to need some more money down. Did you guys catch that?
He said it twice.
He said, I'm going to need some more money down. And as soon as you say, I'm going to need some more money down, what will happen sometimes is your customer will get defensive. And then that's why I threw that jab at you. I said, well, it's not a big deal. I don't have to buy a car right now. If you can't make it work, you can't make it work. There's no problem. Because you didn't frame it in a customer benefit at all. You said, I need more money down. Did you guys catch that or not? Yes. It's these little differences. You'll have a customer locked up saying, no, 3,000 and 400 is all I'm willing to pay. If you're not going to do that because you didn't frame it customer benefit. Okay? I understand 400 is the budget you had in mind. So we can help get to the budget where you're most comfortable. If it took a little bit more down, what would be the most you could put down so we can get that budget in the budget you had in mind? You hear the difference right there?
So turn it to them.
It's always them. It's always about the customer. It's always about the customer benefit. That's when they'll be willing to, well, I could go 5 if I had to, because you're framing it to my benefit, not yours. If I could, they'll go, well, what would 5,000 do? That's usually how that would go. Well, what would it look like if I put 5,000 down? Oh, I'm glad you asked. That would help a lot. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. And the last thing, not just initial, and I'll go tell my boss. That doesn't mean anything. And it doesn't set up the hope and the doubt. It's going through the process of now an offer that allows you to set up the hope and doubt. So instead of saying, hey, initial right here, I'll go talk to my boss, what I'll like to say is I'll go, well, here's what I'm gonna tell my boss. I will buy now at offer. And then when I flip it around, now keep in mind, Sam, this is just an offer. It doesn't mean it's gonna work, but I promise you, nobody's gonna work harder for you than I will. Let me get your initial right here. And I create that hope and that doubt. And then when I leave the booth, okay, wish me luck. I think we might be about $100 away in payment, but I'm gonna do my best. Cross your fingers. And now I'm out the door. Can you guys see the difference right there? Does this help you?
Yeah.
All right, I know you're gonna kill it. Good job. It's hard to do it in front of everybody, I understand. But you did a good job. But just small tweaks, Sam, and you gotta practice these things. You gotta practice. What's difficult to do is frame everything here. That actually takes practice because it's natural to go, I'm gonna need more down payment. You know what I mean? We're gonna need more. It's the most natural to say we're gonna need more down payment to help get to that monthly payment. How much more can you put down to get to your payment? It's natural to say we're gonna need more help. And then that's when the wall will go up and they go, well, if you can't do it, you can't do it. How many times have you heard that? And now you're recommitting them back at what they originally offered. We didn't get no movement. And we go back, boss, they're stuck. They're not moving at all. Because I didn't frame it to their benefit in any way. I said, I need more down payment. Does it make sense, guys? Don, were you raising your hand?